back and better than ever. Temple's new plan for a facelift is finally underway.
And early to rise for regional rail passengers. How SEPTA delays could affect your commute to class.
And share a Coke with your fellow owls. Dining halls have a fresh new look. That's all thanks to TU's newest soft drink partner. Hello and welcome. You're watching Temple Update. I'm Kelly Antonacci.
And I'm Alexis Johnson. The school year has officially started and the owls are returning to the nest. This is video from the first day of class on Monday, and as you can see, students were out and about in numbers. The bell tower heading to their first class of the year. There were lots of freshmen looking at their phones and trying to figure out just where their classes were and making sure that they arrived on time.
And freshmen may be new to campus, but they've been keeping busy since arriving. The new class kicked off its first week on campus by moving into the dorms last week. Residence hall staff was out in full force helping the newest owls to get used to their new home. And the university hosted its annual Temple Fest in the days following the move-in, giving students a chance to check out some of the clubs and groups that Temple has to offer. Over 200 organizations, including our own Temple Update, showed up to recruit and involve the incoming class. And
as Temple welcomes its new students, it's also adjusting to some major changes in administration. Richard Englert is Temple's newest acting president. This comes after former President Neil Theobald resigned in mid-July. Englert sent students a welcome email yesterday, along with a video assuring that now is the best time to be a Temple owl.
I say that there has never been a better time to be part of this vibrant community.
Another big change coming from the office of the provost. Former dean of the Beasley Law School, Joanne Epps, has replaced Hai-Long Dai. Dai was removed from his position by President Theobald weeks before Theobald's own resignation. Officials say the university has not yet begun its search for a replacement president.
And not only is Temple's leadership under construction, but so is its campus. As freshmen and returning Temple students start their classes this week, it's hard not to notice the work being done on campus. Update Stetson Miller has more.
Renovation projects are transforming Temple's campus. Development is happening nearly everywhere from Leacourse Walk to Girard Avenue. Some major projects like the new library are still underway, but others are complete. The most noticeable is the new sports complex, nicknamed Owlplex, just south of Master Street. The new facility features 2 fields and a track, giving much-needed space to sports teams.
We have men's and women's soccer, cross-country, track and field, lacrosse and field hockey down at that site, which most significantly, I think, brings soccer back to main campus from Ambler.
While the library is not finished, excavation of the site is now complete.
The foundation area has been dug, and the concrete, I imagine, will be poured over the next couple months. And the anticipated completion date for that project is still fall of 2018.
Other improvements include on Paulette and Leacourse Walk, and Edinburgh Hall interior renovations, Conwell and Carnell Hall renovations, and more. And because of the renovations in Conwell, Student Financial Services is now at 1700 North Broad Street, where it will remain until May 2017. Some students think that the summer months are a quieter time for Temple, but construction hummed on campus in places like right here in Leacourse Walk. And now, as students are returning, the work continues this fall. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Stetson Miller.
Thank you, Stetson. As Temple continues to build its campus up, one of the university's favorite entertainment centers is coming to an end. The Pearl Theater at Avenue North is closing its doors after a 10-year run on Broad Street. The 7 Theater House made the announcement last week, but don't worry, officials have confirmed that it will be replaced by an AMC theater. Avenue North developer Bart Bladstein called the AMC purchase the city's first high-end movie theater on North Broad Street. And SEPTA regional rail riders have been dealing with frequent delays and canceled trains after over 100 of its cars were taken off the track. Our Taggart Houck is live at the Temple University train station to tell us how this shortage could affect commuters.
If you're a commuter and someone in the Temple community and you use Temple Regional Rail, your first week of classes could be even busier than usual.
Challenge, to say the least.
Is a reaction heard around campus as commuting students, faculty, and staff shuffle back to school? 120 SEPTA trains like this one here, recalled earlier this summer, for faulty structure beams, still causing stress, even making students here on campus late.
The first day of class, a couple of students in each class came in late, and then they emailed me later and explained that it was because of SEPTA.
Dr. Ralph Young teaches in the university's history department. He also uses regional rail to get to campus from his home in Bucks County. His usual commute is just over an hour, but when we spoke to him earlier,
it took me 2 hours because of, driving to the train station, finding a place to park, and then getting on the platform. And of course, they're much more crowded right now because there's less of the trains.
A recent Office of Sustainability report found more than 36% of commuting students, staff, and faculty rely on campus shuttle or public transit to get to class. On top of that, SEPTA says more than 3,000 passengers use the Temple station on an average school day. Temple says students need to board those trains earlier than normal.
Just because your schedule was a certain time, your train schedule was a certain time yesterday, doesn't mean it's going to be the same next week. Or just because your schedule says the train is going to arrive at X time, doesn't mean that's going to be the case today.
It's frustrating for everybody, but just keep your cool and just try to get to class on time.
You have to kind of roll with the punches, so to speak, and just, go for it.
Yeah, now SEPTA announced just yesterday that today they will have 4 of those 120 original cars on the tracks. They've got a plan in place, slowly implementing different cars each week, and by October 3rd, they say they will have a regular schedule of operation, and by mid-November, they're saying that every car of the original 120 will be back running as operational. Reporting live at the Temple University train station for Temple Update, I'm Taggart Houck.
Thank you, Taggart. Police are looking for a man who robbed 2 female Temple students at gunpoint early Tuesday morning. Authorities say the suspect approached the women at 10th and Diamond Street, showing them a silver gun and demanding their purses and cell phones. The man took the items and escaped in a black car. TUPD is still searching for the suspect. The Temple University Diamond Band is back for another exciting season, but this year they face a challenge that they have never faced before. Temple Update's Nick Charles has the details.
The band is busy practicing as they face a football season that will push them to their limits.
We've got 4 shows in 5 weeks, which is sort of unprecedented.
You heard that right. The band must learn a new show for every home football game, and this season there are 4 home games in the first 5 weeks, starting this Friday against Army. That's a tall order, even for one of the best college bands in the country.
Puts a big challenge up for us. Since we only rehearse 3 days a week, you have a couple shows where we literally will have 3 rehearsals to put a whole show together.
And for those fans who love to listen to the band play their favorite songs during the halftime show, putting on a show is not as easy as it looks.
A whole show is typically 3 to 4 songs, a whole dance with a drum break with full drill on the field. So to do that in realistically 6 hours is a lot. Ask of these guys.
The Diamond Band is known to keeping up with new trends, from playing popular new songs to going green, substituting paper with iPads and smartphones.
We started using an app around 2 years ago called Drillbook Next. We upgraded to a new app called Pieware.
Great help using drill, used for music. I don't have any paper on me during band practice.
Those apps play an important role in increasing the band's efficiency, which is critical when facing their demanding schedule. And although the challenge may seem daunting, they are confident they can march through it.
It's going to be challenging, but we can do it.
It'll be worth it when the shows come out.
Reporting for Temple Update,
Go Owls, man!
I'm Nick Charles.
And coming up on Temple Update, our Vince Coll will be back at the news desk to tell you everything you need to know about the Owls' home opener against Army tomorrow.
And Bri Hofsass will have the details on Temple's brand new sports complex to be unveiled. All that, plus a full look at your weekend forecast when Temple Update returns. Stick with us.
What's going on, Owl fans, and welcome back to the Sports Desk. I'm Vince Coll. It's been a long off-season for Temple, and it is finally game day. The Owls will take on the Black Knights of Army in their season opener at Lincoln Financial Field tonight at 7 p.m. And after stellar performances last season, all eyes will be on the seniors from Elizabeth, New Jersey, Quarterback Phillip Walker and halfback Jahad Thomas are going to have to provide a spark against an experienced Army front seven. Let's hear from the duo, as well as defensive leader Stephaun Marshall and Haason Reddick, on what it takes to take down the Black Knights.
And they play hard every play, so we got to go out there and match the intensity and play harder.
They're going to get their best each and every play. You know, these guys is not going to quit. They're not going to back down from a challenge.
They're really good, really, really good. They run the ball really well. We have to be really physical at the line of scrimmage.
Always focus on you know, the next play, no matter if I had a bad play or a good play to play before, you know.
So after years of playing in different spots around campus and around the city, 4 new teams have a true home field. Bri Hofsass got an inside look at Temple's new sports complex.
Right here on North Broad.
Sometimes we would play teams and it was closer for them to get to our home field than it was for us.
Like I live in Morgan, I walk like 2 blocks and then we're like here.
The Temple Sports Complex serves over 100 student athletes, sporting new fields, locker rooms, and views. It is already uniting Temple athletics.
I think it's really nice because it just kind of gives us the student athlete feel. I think it just brings everyone together because we're all coming to the same place, like we all appreciate the same place.
New year and a new home for 5 of Temple's Division I teams. Players and coaches can agree that this is not just a place to play, but a place to thrive.
When you're playing and you can see your university in the background like that, it just gives you that little bit of extra motivation and of why you're playing and who you're representing.
We just really get to show off everything we've been working hard for.
While it's a great place for practice, Temple hopes the new complex can unite residents of North Philadelphia.
We're hoping to be able to introduce them to soccer and lacrosse and field hockey.
There'll be locals walking past, they'll be like, hey, what sport is this? When's your next game? I'm going to bring the whole street down.
With so many new features, it's hard for these owls to pick their favorite.
I think the locker rooms are just super nice. I like the Megatron.
Having the Big T is something that we've never had, so kicking off every game there means a lot.
Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Bri Hofsass.
And that's all we have from the Sports Desk. Be sure to give us a follow on TU_Sports Desk for all your game day coverage tonight. Kelly and Alexis, back to you.
Thanks, Vince. Now, still to come on Temple Update, Coke or Pepsi? Temple University asks its students the age-old question, and now these sparkling new machines are popping up all over campus.
And Danielle Sabulsky will be in the Weather Center to give us a look at your game day forecast. All that and much more when Temple Update comes right back. Stick with us.
Well, Kelly, today was actually raining, but do you believe that heat wave is over? It's been so hot this August.
I seriously doubt that, Alexis.
All right, well, let's find out. Let's kick it over to the Weather Center.
Hi guys, yes, surprisingly temperatures are going to be dropping down a little bit just in time for this Labor Day weekend. If we take a look what it's like outside right now, it's about 81 degrees, a little bit cloudy, but much better than what we were seeing this morning. We had some rain going on, so it's much clearer now. If we take a look at Frank the Frat Boy, he is all geared up and ready for the Temple game versus Army. He's wearing his Temple t-shirt and he has on some longer pants because it is a night game. It'll be starting at 7, so he's wearing the pants just in case the temperature decides to decrease throughout the night. And if we take a look at the 5-day forecast, today we experienced some early rain showers, but hopefully they won't be here to stay to ruin anyone's weekend plans for Labor Day. Friday, it's going to be a high of 81 and a low of 63 degrees, but expect those sunny skies. Saturday and Sunday, expect lower temperatures than what we have been used to for the summer, back into the mid-70s, much more comfortable than the 90s that we've experienced so far. And on Monday, we will be moving back up into the 80s, unfortunately, but for the rest of the week, it will be back up into the 90s. We'll be experiencing that heat wave once again. As always, follow us on Twitter at TU Weather Watch on Twitter. Thank you. Kelly and Alexis, back to you.
Thanks, Danielle. After 2 decades of Pepsi, Temple has welcomed Coca-Cola to take its place as the official beverage partner for the university. Temple Update's Ben Otte has the story.
Handed out to students and faculty last spring asked one simple question: Pepsi or Coke?
Coke was very forthright during their presentation about
having missed us for 20 years.
Not missed anymore. 60% of votes asking for Coca-Cola was enough for Temple to pull the lever the other way.
I drink Coke more than I drink Pepsi, so I think it's a positive change.
Temple says it's more than a new name. The contract includes plans for sponsorship opportunities, scholarship funding, and support for projects such as the new Temple Sports Complex at Broad and Master. Back inside, more variety for students. A negotiation between Sodexo and Coca-Cola brought these 6 freestyle machines into the Student Center dining hall.
Before Temple made the switch to Coca-Cola, students saw nothing like this here in the Student Center. Instead of having 20 flavors to choose from now, they'll have about 109.
From everything from sparkling water to different flavors of Powerade, Coke, Coke Zero, caffeine-free Coke, all kinds of stuff.
But it's not always an easy tap and go. For the first week of classes, peak hours have created long lines, temporary outages of ice and various drinks.
They just need to maintain it better a little bit, I think. Just make sure that they have everything that they need, so the ice isn't always out.
Officials say they're adjusting, but one thing's for certain. Consumers are now able to add a little more Temple flavor to their beverage choices.
I strongly recommend folks go over there and maybe add a little cherry to their ginger ale or whatever else they're drinking.
Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Ben Ott.
That's all for Temple Update. For the latest news, log on to our website, templeupdate.com, and don't forget to follow us and like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
And as always, you can catch us 24/7 on TempleTV.net, Comcast Channel 50, and Verizon Fios Channel 45. For Alexis Johnson and the rest of the Update team, I'm Kelly Antonacci. We'll see you next time.